great way to stimulate the fascia and the nerves underneath the foot, start waking up the tissues, and also massage the muscles. It's a great way to relax and recover. So what we're gonna do with this is we're gonna place the ball underneath the foot. You can do this seated or you can do it standing if you wanna add a little bit more pressure. And all you're gonna do is roll the foot forward and roll the foot back, really focusing on the area from the ball of the foot to the front of the heel. We don't necessarily need to go up into the toes or on underneath the heel itself. We really want to stay where the majority of the muscles are, kind of more in that meat of the foot area. And you're going to roll forwards and backwards, making sure that you go along the inside, the middle, and the outside of the foot. You can also place your heel down and then kind of windshield wiper your foot across so that we're going across those tissues as well. You want to spend about 90 seconds doing this on each foot, really waking up those tissues. All right, so a lot of the times in our patients, we find that the tissues in the foot tend to be restricted and the toes start to become quite narrow. So this is one of our favorite drills to help bring mobility back to that forefoot. So all we're going to do is we're going to take our hand and we're going to grab the front of the ankle, and then I'm going to interlace my fingers between my toes here. Okay, so now with my fingers between my toes, my hand on the front of my ankle, I'm going to start making some circles. And then you can also twist while you're making these circles to get added mobility here, really driving that big toe up and driving that big toe down. All right, so now we're going to be working on active spreading of the toes. So all we're going to do is we're going to lift all 5 toes. We're going to spread them out as wide as we can get them, and we're going to reach forward as we bring them down to the ground. So again, we're going to lift, spread, and reach forward. So we are working on the dexterity and strength of the toes. So we're going to be doing some toe yoga and tapping the toes. So what we're going to do is we're going to lift the big toe without raising the outer toes. And then we're going to lift the outer toes without raising the big toe. Now, when you do the big toe, a lot of people will deviate their big toe towards the other toes, right? What we want to do is really lift that big toe straight up, not near the other toes. And then we can also do kind of the opposite, where we go up and we tap down. And then we can try to tap just that pinky toe, big toe, pinky toe. And play around with it, right? There's some people who can even do like a piano with their toes as well. So what we're going to do is place the ball right between the heel bones. And then with your feet in a parallel position and holding on to something like a wall or a chair, you're gonna go up into a calf raise. And when you're at the top of your calf raise, I wanna make sure that we're kind of gently squeezing the bottom of that ball, almost like you're trying to kiss the bottoms of your heels together. That is going to invert the heel bone and really target our tibialis posterior muscle. And then go ahead and relax on the way down. And then come back up each time, squeezing that bottom of the ball gently and then relaxing on the way down.
Gait Happens toe spacers are hands down one of our favorite products. It is certainly one of my favorite products, as I've been wearing them consistently for many years. And there are reasons for that. One of the most important features of the foot is the ability for the toes to splay. When the toes can splay, you are going to work on and improve balance, strength of your foot, and the ability to push off efficiently. So here is some information on how to break these in. First, you want to make sure that you have the correct size. On the back of the package, you will see that there's 3 different sizes: small, medium, and large. If you veer in between a smaller and medium, we recommend going with the smaller size because the fit will be there. So you can see with my foot, I'm a size 9 and I wear a small. The toe spacer is going to fit well within the toes. You want it to slide down as far as it can. And then typically I'll walk around and make sure that that toe spacer is going to stay on my foot. Some of the things you want to look out for if the toe spacer is too big is a wrinkling of the toe spacer on the toes. So for example, if I were to put this medium on and I lift up my foot, you can kind of see the material wrinkling on the top of the toe spacer. It means that it's a little bit too big. So one of the tips for success is how to break them in. Being able to splay your toes is going to be very new for many of you. When you start wearing them, go slowly. Start with 10 minutes a day. I'll often tell my patients, wear them around the house, wear them in your slippers, and then when they start to get uncomfortable, which they will initially, take them off and try them again the next day. And then as your foot starts to change shape, you can increase your time.